What's going on YouTube? Thanks for coming back for another video. This video is going to be aimed at players or people who don't necessarily understand every single setting about the controller. We're going to be going over one specific setting that may or may not confuse people, and that specifically is controller dead zone. Now, controller dead zone is how much of the analog you have to move in order for the action to take place. Now, typically when players are talking about dead zone, they are typically talking about the right analog stick, which is correlated with aiming. Nobody typically talks about the left stick because it has to do with movement, and as long as that doesn't stick or fly away, I mean, we're pretty much good. But aiming is the big important thing here. So here's my controller, here is my Battle Beaver, and we're talking about how much you have to move this stick in order to actually move your character. If you guys like this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe. I would highly appreciate it. It'll help this channel grow more and we can bring you some better content in the future. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification so that every time I do post a video, you actually get the notification for it. More importantly, don't forget to follow me over on Twitch, where we do all these videos live in front of you and we can discuss the topic at hand. We could talk about dead zone, we could talk about the next greatest thing, we could talk about certain metas going on, we could talk about whatever you want. So here's what we're talking about. We go over settings, you go to controller, and the fourth option is dead zone. So dead zone reads, just controller dead zone that represents the inner range in which the stick input will not be registered. Controllers over time, they get worn out. So what happens when controllers start to wear out is the sticks tend to drift. This is an example of controller stick drift. As you can tell, I'm not doing anything to my analog sticks. I'm not even technically holding the analog sticks, or my thumbs aren't even on it. And my character is moving. This is a perfect example of controller stick drift that tends to happen over time, especially with worn and beat up controllers. By default, the devs put everybody on 0.20 to begin with. Now, in order to move your stick right at 0.20, you have to move it a decent amount. See, there's some movement right there, and I just started moving right about there. So I have to move all of that just for my character to move just a little bit. Now, in a tense situation, you know, that slight millisecond might be the deciding factor where either you live or die. I'll give you the best dead zone settings for all types of controllers. Now, if you have a brand new controller, especially the one that's custom, we're talking Battle Beaver, Scuff, Cinch, whatever. Brand new, custom, you want to sit that probably at a 0.05. I typically play on a 0.03. I did get used to it and I liked it a lot better. Keep in mind that every controller does have a very little bit amount of stick drift, even when it's brand new. So keeping it at 0.0 is not necessarily going to help you out. You want to keep it at probably anywhere from 0.3 to 0.5. Now, if you need help finding the best dead zone for your controller, here's the best way to do that. Start from 0.2. That's the default setting. If it feels fine, it feels fine. However, you want to make this as tight as possible. So go down by 0.05. Try 0.15. Now look around and let the analog stick reset on its own. If there's no stick drift, or if the character is not moving on its own, then you can bring it down even further than that. Try even 0.10 and do the same thing. Look around, let it come to a rest. If there's no movement, go down even farther than that. Now, if you're starting to see a little movement, go back up again in smaller increments. Don't go in 0.5, go in like a 0.01 to 0.2. So if you feel that 0.10 is a good setting and it's starting to move just a little bit, try 0.11 or 0.12. If you then feel like there's no stick drift, no matter how much you move it around, how much you click it and do all the things you normally do, and you let it come to a rest and it's not moving, there's your set. Keep it, set it, forget it. Setting a new dead zone is going to take time to get used to, mainly because the analog stick responds faster than what your muscle memory knows. So you might over peak, you might under peak. It is going to take a little of adjusting, but it's a very quick and easy adjustment. You may find that you have overall better recoil control of your weapon, mainly because you don't have to input as much on the analog anymore. It's very quick and it's very tight. I hope this video did you guys some justice and you were able to learn a thing or two. Hopefully you'll be able to adjust your dead zone settings to give you the most perfect, tight controller settings that you can have better overall recoil control of your guns while you're playing Warzone or any other games, because this applies from not just from Warzone, this applies to numerous other games. More games are implementing controller dead zone settings that you could adjust in game so that you have a better time playing. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Actually, even better, I'll see you in chat.